Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oscar, my amigo.
See?
You were a little late, so you weren't here for the pre-show.
Yes.
We actually arranged an interview that I wanted to call out now.
Oh, please.
And make a phone call, if that's okay. So,
It's a holiday.
yeah. We're not going to Skype like we did Gilbert. We're actually going to use the hard line.
Oh.
Yeah, very, very hard. Rock hard. This is great. American Telephone and Telegraph built this phone. He's expecting the call because we pre-screened it. Never can tell how many times it's going to ring, though, before he answers. Or she.
Further away, so it has to ring more.
Ah.
Oh.
Hola.
Oh, hi. How you doing, Pops?
Thank you for calling me back. After 20 minutes, I hung up. I'm sorry. I could not wait that long. But
We tried to keep you on hold, yeah.
Has he finally arrived?
He is here.
It's Papa.
Yeah.
Put him on the phone, please.
We're all here.
Oscar, I called in at 9:30. I've been on hold for 20 minutes.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I have
Early
to
as
give
usual,
you-
Dad.
I have to
Appreciate
give you one of those lectures that I give you often, okay? Oscar,
Please.
How can I possibly describe the fact that you just walked into the studio and you were the one that called the special show with your personal amigo Dan Cole, who was going to come in and sit with us today, and suddenly all of us are sitting there with your personal friend and we are trying to amuse him, and I was on the phone waiting for you, and now I don't understand. How do I drum it into your skull that, yes, getting business degrees is important.
Yes.
Yes, but did you have another one of those pesky domestic altercations this morning? That is my question to you.
To be honest, Papa, nice hearing from you, by the way. Thanks for calling.
Well, I was going to just exchange pleasantries, but now I felt it was necessary for a lecture. A lecture. Your friend is sitting here. You see, originally this man, everyone was told to be in the studio at 9:30 today, and then we sit there and we did not know what to do.
Papa,
I was
you're
completely
you're confused as usual.
Yes. How am I confused?
People were told to be here at 9:30 because we had guests that were coming in to visit the studio.
Yes.
They can't.
That's what I thought, but then all of a sudden I saw your amigo here.
Again, you're confused. Because
Yes, I'm not confused with the fact that you walked in at 1 minute before 10. That is not confusing at all. That is never confusing to me. I may be confused about what guest. All I know is I turn on my little thing and I see there is a guest. Oh, that is Oscar's friend. Where is Oscar? Oscar is 5 minutes up the road, for God's sake.
Tensions seem to be running a bit high. Let me diffuse the situation with a question. Papa, Mr. Zabayas.
Hello. Hello, Rob, my other son.
If you were to have Senor Cole down to the coffee plantation,
Yes.
would you be on hand to greet him? Would you lead by example?
If I told him that he was going to get a tour of the coffee plantation at 10 o'clock, I would arrive at the coffee plantation. Would you like to know the time?
Yes.
5:45 a.m.
Over 4 hours in advance.
Over 4 hours there. I would be ready. I would have tiny little cups with the little yes, Oscar.
Demi-tasse.
You've always done things better than I have, and I'll give you that. But I would say that Dan Cole is a friend of all of ours. He's not just my friend.
You are a conjuring bastardo. That's what you are. Yes. Of course, he is a friend of all of us. But who is the friend who is the man that brought him to us? It is you. It is you. You are the one.
I would consider Jimmy Cerrito a friend of all of ours, and Dan Cole is a friend of all of ours.
Now, hold it. Again, the tempers are high. Let me ask a situation.
Yes.
Senor Zabayos, if you invited...
Hello, and thank you for addressing me with the proper amount of respect.
If you
As
were
I
to
am down here again in Argentina.
If you were to invite Senor Cole for chalupas at the fiesta, and say you were to meet him
Now listen,
at
a
9
chalupa
a.m.
is not a regular snack.
Yeah,
You
and
know that.
we don't eat
Please
that,
do
you
not
jerk.
use that crap. Well, just
Yes.
because it's Cinco de Mayo, why don't you say carne asada
What
or
if you were to
something
have
normal,
him-
something that truly exists on the menus of places in
All right.
South America, not chalupa, you bigot. I swear to God, if I was there, I would
Let
kick
me
your fat
rephrase.
ass
No,
across
you
the
see,
room. I swear to God.
tensions are
Chalupa,
running
is that,
high.
what do you want me to do? Pull a chihuahua out of my ass? Is that what you wish me to do? Is that what it is?
No,
now
no,
you
no,
have deflected
no.
my anger off
Thank
of
you,
Oscar
Papa.
and onto you. I
What
am
if?
furious.
All right,
Chalupa.
what if You extended some sort of invitation, and he arrived by burro.
Oh, hello, Rob. Let me grab my bacon stuffed burrito and hand it to you. There you go.
What if you extended an invitation, and he were to arrive by burro to your Adobe, and you offered him a quesarito?
If he was scheduled to be at lunchtime, around noon, you say?
Yes, when the sun is high in the
if
sky.
he was going to be coming to my Adobe at noon for lunch, for siesta lunch, I would arrive at 5:45 a.m.
Again, over 6
But
hours.
then again, I would be up there because I would live in it, you see.
You would. But you might have
that's
stepped
the way
away.
it
You
goes.
might have put on
Yes.
your white suit and large hat, and you might have been looking in the fields.
Why would he be wearing a white suit and large hat?
Because that's how he runs the coffee
That's the
plantation.
KFC guy.
No.
Yeah.
The KFC guy doesn't wear a hat.
That's Carlos Fuente, the cigar man, isn't it?
And also, to be fair, Yum Foods owns both Taco Bell and KFC, so there might be some overlap.
This guy.
I am totally confused right now, but we do
Yum
have a guest in the
Foods.
studio, and that's when we all feed
That's
on
what
each other.
he knows.
We feed on each
What
other.
corporation
So, just to
owns-
enlighten me, what guests are supposed to be here today? I am totally confused again.
Just Dan Cole. The other guest canceled.
Oh, and no one told Papa. There you go. F all you guys. Start the show, you hump.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
So me and you are pretty much friends by now, right?
Yes.
So you got my back and everything?
What?
Never mind. Have you heard about the dance?
Yes.
Have you met anyone to ask yet?
No. But I probably will after school.
Who are you gonna ask?
That girl over there.
She braided my hair once.
Summer Wheatley?
So cute.
How the heck are you gonna do that?
Build her a cake or something.
Yeah, my old girlfriend from Oklahoma was gonna fly out here for the dance, but she couldn't because she's doing some modeling right now.
Is she hot?
See for yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, I took her to the mall to get some glamour shots for her birthday one year.
I like her bangs.
Me too. How long did it take you to grow that mustache?
A couple of days.
I wish I could grow one. Are you gonna eat your tots?
Up next, I hope you'll enjoy a skit by Pedro Sanchez.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Welcome. We are coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, on air and online worldwide. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it, and if you're here, you do too. Our show today brought to you by Pro Flowers. Mother's Day is May 10th, 5 days away.
5, Mike, 5 only.
5, count them, and you love your mamo. And if you're like me, you gave your mom certain fits. You should make up for that because your mom is the best. Your mom deserves the best. Luckily, Pro Flowers makes it easy with just the click of a mouse. To be honest with you, there's really nothing quite as easy as just going to proflowers.com, using our code, and sending your mom a phenomenal gift for Mother's Day. You can dazzle her with 100 blooms of love and a free glass vase for just $19.99 from Pro Flowers. Or really impress her by adding chocolate and an upgraded premium vase for just $9.99 more. Go to proflowers.com and use the code TMOS. Pro Flowers has all you need for all the moms in your life. Don't forget, you've got mom, mothers-in-law, grandmas, godmothers. They all deserve Pro Flowers. And Lord knows you've done something to step in it with some of them at some point in your life.
You gotta
Every
fix
one
it.
of them.
Fix it.
Order now, schedule delivery, and you're done. And the flowers are guaranteed to be fresh and beautiful for 7 days. You can't miss. I really don't know how they do it, but when they arrive, they're just ready to pop, and they last for a good long time. Here is the only way to get 100 blooms and a free glass vase for only $19.99. Go to proflowers.com, click the blue microphone in the top right-hand corner, and type in TMOS. That's proflowers.com. Click the mic and TMOS. Order now. This offer expires Friday, at midnight. Okay, let's start
and we
with
have a winner, Mike. We do have a winner.
Oh, we have a winner. Are we going to give?
Yes.
All right, who's our winner today?
Our winner today, congratulations to not Dan Cole, but Bob Cole. And his sentence reads as follows. My wonderful, loving mother deserves a beautiful proflowers.com code TMOS bouquet for one incredible reason, but I can list two. She is finally visiting her number one son in Alaska on Mother's Day. Also, she read Open Mic while sitting on a bidet, and she sent me a photo to prove it. And there it is right there. It's tasteful. She's clothed.
Tilt it in a little bit so I can get a look at that.
But she is fully clothed and reading our book on a bidet. So I think that's
terrifying.
A wonderful, wonderful reason to award him free Pro Flowers. Thank you, Bob.
A visual aid always helps.
Oh, I love pictures. I think with my eyes.
Well, with the opening vignette, you heard the fact that we have Dan Cole here. Dan is a good friend of the show. And Dan, how do we introduce you now? What is your official title now? You represent who? You changed your professions now, and so you're with somebody else, right? Is that correct?
Well, I'm with a company called Hargrove Incorporated. That's in Lanham, where Oscar used to work, and profession hasn't changed. I'm still in sales. I'm vice president over there, and having a blast. Miss all my friends and family at CES, but having a great time.
Well, welcome, and we really wanted to thank you when you were with CES. The experience we had out there was par excellence. We had a great time when we were there. And, the other thing is when somebody's going to drop by, we get a little heads up, and somebody sends out an email. Rob specifically sends out the emails about the scheduling that everybody be on deck and ready to go at 9:30. And then Oscar comes in and says, "I'm confused." When the fact is that when I got an email that said be there at 9:30, not for me to be there at 9:30, but that we would have guests.
When
in there
I see those emails, I don't think about you. I think about the guys because you come in when you want to come in.
Well, nobody, hit me to the fact that we weren't going to have guests.
Well, that's a mistake on our part. I found out late last night, and then early this morning.
I got the text in the car, so I couldn't really reply.
Around 7:20, I texted Rob, but I didn't think you needed, because when we have in-studio guests, you're not on the camera.
Well, no, that's not true, because basically when we do have in-studio guests, we have what you're looking at right now, which is a big old monitor, and I like to know when we have people in, because
historically speaking, I would say that. Has Mike ever been on the camera?
When someone stops by and we give them the little
tour.
tour.
We don't boot you up and say, Mike, you got to be
You're talking about, so this was going to be a pre-show guest.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't want to harass you with that. Those are details you don't need to
know.
So
getting back to the original question, usually you don't get in first very often, but you do get in earlier. So did you have a domestic altercation today?
No, I was. It's
what
warm.
happened?
It's warm in the city now. When I found out that couple wasn't coming, I decided to install the AC units in our windows. I said, I'll take care of that. We don't have central air, but it's hot.
Red hot.
Is it hot already? Is it hot already
High of
in
85
DC?
today.
Yeah, it's getting muggy.
Wow, you're hotter than Florida today. How about that?
It's muggy.
All right.
And if you don't have air conditioning, it is miserable.
Yeah, not great.
Miserable.
It is the typical DC spring where we go 40, 40,
we
40,
had
40, 40.
2 68-degree days.
And now it's 85.
And now it's going to be 85 until December.
And you hate it. You hate it more than anybody hates
I don't
anything.
like it. You know what they say? Summer in the city, back of my neck feeling dirty and gritty. Yeah, it's bad.
Man,
Who says that?
Love and spoonful.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, the holiday that I really have never gotten my head around. I believe that there's the music for it. Cinco de Mayo is like, all right, what are the holidays that were created? There was Sweethearts Day. Wasn't that one that was completely manufactured?
And also, wasn't it
Day.
Sweetest Day?
Sweetest Day.
Sweetest day. Yes.
But I'm trying to think of the holidays that are manufactured. Would Cinco de Mayo be the manufactured holiday? Because it really means nothing, doesn't it?
It's a Mexican Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't.
Is it really?
They don't celebrate it in Mexico like they celebrate it here. Like it's a completely. I remember being in Mexico for Cinco de Mayo and being like, yes, and they were like, no.
So it's not. So the Cinco, and is it really Mexican Independence Day?
It is, isn't it?
I'll give you the details. I knew there was a discrepancy.
Okay, please bring it up.
Yeah.
But also,
all I know is it kind
like
of confuses me.
It's sort of manufactured for us as a country. We don't go crazy and eat bread on Bastille Day. We don't care about French Independence Day. But I think what happened.
Hey, Rob. We don't, but I do.
I know you do, Mike.
Yeah,
because of your family comes from France.
Well, no, the thing is that French Independence Day in the Omer. We'll turn that music down for a second because French Independence Day is just spectacular in the O'Mara household. I get up in the morning and I make crepes for the whole family.
That's right. And
we drink, even the kids, Chazan Montrachet white wine all day long. It's
I love when you
fantastic.
make your pancakes that are shaped like the Eiffel Tower.
I have.
That's right.
I have. Some
we have baguette fights. Fantastic.
Hate crime,
And then-
isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, all of the family, we cover ourselves head to toe in pate.
Oh, very nice.
Lots of fun. It really is. It's
So
a lot
I have
of
the
fun.
details here.
Okay, what are the dates?
Apparently, Cinco de Mayo is actually a commemoration in Mexico for the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. And it has nothing to do with our it's not like our 4th of July.
Well, no, they're several months apart.
No, but it's not like our 4th of July. Like we're the dummy Americans that run around saying, "Oh my God, this is when they celebrate their independence in Mexico." No, they don't do that. It legitimately is an American holiday.
So it's been invented by Corona.
Yes.
Mike,
Corona beer.
you know who invented the holiday?
Who's that?
Big Lime.
And who's the spokesmodel for Big Lime? This guy.
La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar.
Hey, very nice to have you on the show. How do you feel about Cinco de Mayo, sir?
What if you're in the radio business? That one of the best holidays to do a broadcast from because everyone's just hammered.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I never did one. I don't think did. We ever do a Cinco de Mayo show? I mean, I don't remember it being.
I think it might have
know
been
St.
farmed
Patrick's
off.
Day was
I
a
think
big
it might
deal.
have been farmed off on other shows.
Yeah, we were the show. It was always farmed
Because
off.
I think that the problem with Cinco
Low
de
man on the
Mayo,
pole.
it's not a national holiday like the 4th of July. And if it
Right.
falls on like it does this year, it falls on Taco Tuesday, Mike. It's right in the middle of the week, and it's tough to
Right.
really sort of make it happen. Now
We will have details on that taco thing in the news you may not need today.
good.
So
Good.
I will tell you it should be very, very, very exciting. But I will say that I think it's as society gets more of a pressure cooker environment, as people are struggling to to make the buck, to feed their families. I think we need more of these little baby holidays because we don't. It's a known fact that the way we recreate in America is different than they do in European countries or in Australia.
Here you go with France again.
But the thing is,
if you love it, move there.
Like for example, Saturday morning at the beach, I'm taking a little power walk, and we're walking along the beach, and you're seeing all those ridiculous penis viewing bathing suits that the men have, with the super tight.
Yes.
They're not Speedos as much as they come up like to the upper thigh,
Like boxer
and they're
briefs.
stretched material. And of course, Carla and her friend are going, ooh, look at that. Okay, all right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Who
Look
likes-
at the
who
giant
likes
man
muscles
from
and
Germany.
abs?
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh, these weren't muscles and abs,
No?
pal.
No.
These were just
European
the pack
guys?
These were European
Oh, I
guys.
hate
And
that.
Fort Myers is crawling with them. We've got an Air Berlin flight that flies in here, and so we've got all these guys. They're walking through the hotel, and they go, "You can find the penis in the pattern bathing suits, and you have all in the bathing suit." And then
Do
we
you
got it.
like
that.
my nuts?
So is this their spring break now?
I think that my point is that the Europeans, they pick whenever they want.
They
right?
vacation
to
throughout the
recreate.
year, as opposed to
Yeah.
here, where everyone is on Route 50 on Memorial Day,
Right,
4th of
exactly.
July,
Killing each other.
and Labor Day. And you know what? I'm as guilty as anybody. And when you're
We're all
taking,
guilty. We have no choice.
when a 180-mile highway drive takes you 7 hours,
Oh, my
you
God.
sit and you curse the fact that we don't spread it out. The summer is a long period of time. If we
But by
spread
nature,
it
I think by nature, I think Americans want to be with other Americans waiting. Look, I that's the only way
we
I
do
can
love
figure
waiting
this
in
out.
lines. We love
we
waiting
love
in
lines because lines mean good,
In
and
crowds,
you will
yeah,
see, and you
popular.
will see. There's a line. I'm going to do that, and it just. Is it the competitive nature of what we are? Oh, there's a line. I better get there or I won't see it.
Well,
that type of attitude.
Even if you don't go away, I remember Memorial Day, I think 2 years ago, we went to the pool in our neighborhood. It's the neighborhood pool because Memorial Day weekend is the opening weekend.
Yeah.
And where do you want to be? You want to be there for the opening. And we got there.
Let me tell you something, people. When Rob Spiewak goes to the pool.
Yes.
Whoa,
You want to talk
yes,
about
sir.
Berlin bathing suits.
What is your pool outfit, by the way? What do you wear? You
a suit of armor I wear. Because that only protects my own skin, but it doubles the rays for others because it's a high gloss suit.
You wear a lot of sunblock, right?
We have
at least
actually
2 bottles.
There is a shaded area that I sit in, and I do wear sunblock. But
he sits in a shaded area of the Kalahari,
and I watch Netflix.
And if you get near his water hole, he will pull you under. That is for sure.
I am extraordinarily important at the pool because they actually have me get in before they fill it to save time.
Oh,
Rob used to now.
That is not.
It's different in the ocean though, because when Rob used to swim, you don't swim in the ocean anymore, right?
No, not since what you're about to talk about.
Yeah, ever since those propellers damaged his back. It was.
I remember when my dad was teaching me to swim in the ocean because he was a tough guy. He said he's not going down, not with 3 barrels on him.
Get in the water, son. Farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish maiden.
But when we went to the pool on Memorial Day, I looked at it with Carrie and I said, that pool is cubically full of people. If you went in and you put your arms out, you'd touch somebody. And I said, why is everyone here? And she says, well, it's the first day. It's the first day. You come on the first day. And I said, well, it's not even that great of a day, and the experience was literally unpleasant.
Right.
And it's just, I think we're programmed mentally.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an American thing or a human nature thing. If it's the first day of the pool, got to go to the pool. It's opening
and
day.
that's why we have, I think, the little mini holiday so people can basically get S-housed and wake up on Wednesday with a horrible hangover.
The Independence Day for Mexico is actually September 16th.
Really?
Yeah, of all
so
days.
It's completely that validates the fact that I said originally. Yeah. It's completely
You're absolutely
and utterly
and it
manufactured.
My lack of education.
I think everybody's. I didn't know.
No, there's somebody probably to legitimize the holiday laid it out there and said, "Oh, singing about it, it's celebrating Mexican independence." No, it's celebrating
Adolf
beer
Coors
companies.
Did it. Adolf Coors declared it as Mexican Independence Day, and then they said
Adolf Coors, your favorite brewmaster because of his first name.
Now, go down and make up some sort of made-up Mexican beer. Call it Corona.
Right.
It'll be good.
Will anybody? Is anybody doing anything for Cinco de Mayo?
I'm taking Dan to Taco Tuesday across the street.
That's
so
nice.
Okay.
Taco Tuesday.
Mike,
yay, rah, rah.
The sad thing is it is Taco Tuesday, but it's at Good Guys.
Different type of taco.
It is, but every
taco.
Tuesday.
Well, I will tell you, and I said this before the show when I came into the studio, I am not in a good way today.
Oh,
not
no.
by any stretch
it would have been
of
a
the
really great day
imagination.
for you to have been a little earlier.
Damn it.
Oh, man, I am
so
pissed.
glad. I'm so glad I missed that.
I am so pissed at myself today. I really am.
Explain
Look,
it, Lucy. Explain
okay,
it.
here's the splaining thing. Yesterday, doing the power walk, and when I started doing this, my body was in such failing condition that doing a mile walk was a bit of a stretch for me, really. To be honest with you, I was in horrible shape. And it was just my feet hurt, my replacement knee, my ACL replacement hurt, my spine hurt, and even that was just tough. And, and from years of the Manassas sedentary lifestyle where you guys would leave the house, I'm like, okay, got a lot of things to do. And just sort of be sedentary,
And it
you know
does
what I mean? And
speak
work
also
on my
to
computer all day long.
The geography of Manassas means there's maybe 3 or 4 weeks of the year that it's pleasant outside.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
either too hot or too cold.
True.
So yesterday, after getting to the 2 mile mark, and then like flirting with doing a little over 2 miles up in Boston, and then a combined 4 mile walk, I did 3 miles in one shot, and just felt really great about it because it's on the way to.
Nice.
I'd like to ultimately do 4 miles a day, whether it's broken up or not. I think 4 miles is kind of a really nice amount of walking time, and if it gets to 5, so be it. But that's a little boring. But I did that and just felt terrific.
Good for you.
And then I got up this morning. I said, man, I'm just bouncing around, doing this. I've been trying to eat right, and I've been doing really well. And I get on my scale this morning, and I look at my scale, and I'm like, okay, let me hop on that scale. No! no. And I look on, and not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. I am up almost 10 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
10 pounds. And I know when it happened.
Did you empty your pockets?
This is a bad weekend.
Last name Chata.
Yeah. Thank you. There it is. Chata, chata, chata. Dairy, alcohol. Now I know it's going to be
surprise.
It's going to be lower tomorrow, but I will tell you today could not have sucked enough. Because look, when you consider the time that passes to drop that 10 pounds,
right,
and you look up, and this was a combination of having a guest in from Thursday night through Sunday, and really just sitting there kind of going, and little tiny teeny cheats all the time, and and I say 10 pounds, I'm overstating. It was probably a total of 6 pounds.
But still.
But still, I expected to be up maybe 2 or 3. And to see that, I was absolutely devastated.
Was there any other notable cheats outside of the rum chata?
No, the rum chata was on Saturday night when we had the judge coming over to watch the fight. We did not have dinner. When we have dinner, I maintain my 1,600 calorie diet because it's black and white and you see it, and suddenly. Carla put this spread out and said, well, we'll just have hors d'oeuvres, and the judge is coming over, and I turned into a little wild animal.
Because your hors d'oeuvres are you have a different...
Absolute the worst stuff you can put in your body.
No, but look, they have, when the O'Meras have hors d'oeuvres, this is the spread of all spreads.
It is,
right?
It is. Dynamite.
Yeah, but when you...
Carla throws together a pretty decent little plate.
But the cubes are the size of Rubik's Cubes of cheese.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how big they are. I've never seen cubes like this in my life.
Let me give it to you right down, okay? So, and the thing that got me... because Carla does the whole wine pairing stuff and things you're supposed to eat with wine. There were crackers. We'll just start innocently here. There were crackers.
No big deal.
Sure.
There were a variety of cheeses. Getting worse there. There was blue cheese with this fig jam that she puts on a cracker,
good
which
mix
I
of
enjoyed.
sweet and savory.
Then there was the jalapeno artichoke dip. Thank you very much.
Wow.
There was the jalapeno. There was Suzanne made her famous bruschetta. So that was like with the oil and brought out bread. And then in order to go with something, I have no idea, there was a bowl of Ghirardelli, or is it Ghirardelli?
Ghirardelli.
Well, screw them. There was the bowl of chocolate chips. And when Chubby Checker discovered that there were the chocolate chips.
You mean just chocolate chips loose?
That's it.
Oh
loose chocolate chips to go like with the wine or something like that.
Yeah, well, that would pair well with a nice
dark
red.
chocolate that goes along with the wine.
But you know what? As an experienced fat guy, and probably the most consistent and best fat guy on the show at being fat, when you really break it down to ingredients, that's when you've got a problem. Chocolate chips in a cookie, okay. Chocolate chips in a bowl, not as great.
No, and when I refilled,
that's like just eating marshmallows out of a bag.
And about half an hour after the fight was over, guess portly McFatass filled up the bowl again.
Oh, of course.
And you know why? And there's only one reason he filled up the bowl, because he was the one eating it. So, I swear to God, this is the conversation I had with my wife today. I said, I'm out. I'm out. I no longer am able. No, I'm talking about my relationship with food.
Okay.
I cannot even say, oh, one day we'll do this, one day I'll be careful. You want to have say? I said, put it in front of me, and I'll eat my meals that I'm supposed to eat. I'm not discussing it. I'm not going with you to the grocery store. You've been great at disciplining me. She is. She makes 3 wonderful, 1,600 calories per day, and that's it. And then we go to a restaurant, and I'll be counting it. I'm done. I can't. I have no discipline in that area, and I am done. I have the worst unhealthy relationship. So it is now. It's a sad day for me, and that's why I'm kind of tense today.
Yeah.
It's a sad because the day of even the slightest conception for me, and I'm talking about this temporarily, okay? I do see a point where I would be able to modify, but that's not for maybe a year, okay? That's I'm serious about that. That food as pleasure, it just can't happen with me anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I can't do it. I'm not going to take
I hear you.
what I did and blow it out of the water because we had a stupid, crappy fight, and I reached in and ate 750,000 Ghirardelli chocolate fucking chips.
Oh, language.
We've got to take a break on the Mike O'Mara Show, and we'll be back with more fun and more thrills. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Thank you, everybody.
Here on the Rob and Joe Show, we try to live up to all the famous duos of entertainment history.
Like Hall & Oates,
Sonny and Cher,
Sanford and Son,
Ben and Jerry,
Don and Mike,
and of course our favorite, Serta and Mermelstein. Just rolls off the top. Rob and Joe Show, new episodes every week. RobandJoeShow.com, iTunes, and on the TMOS app.
Those guys are too cool for school, don't you think?
Solid, baby. Solid.
Rob and Joe. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You know, sometimes it feels like shipping and mailing is a no-win situation.
Here.
Trips to the post office eat up your valuable time, and leasing a postage meter is expensive with multi-year commitments and hidden fees. Yuck, who wants to deal with that? Luckily, there is a better way. We've been telling you about it for a long time. Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you use your computer and printer to buy and print official U.S. postage right from your desk. You'll even get special discounts that you can't find at the post office. Stamps.com lets you save up to 80% versus a postage meter and no more tedious trips to the post office. We've used Stamps.com for years, and you should too. It keeps our D.C. to Florida pipeline wide open while we save time and money. Stamps.com is the best. I want you to act now for a free, no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer that includes a free digital scale that eliminates all of the guesswork and up to $55 in free postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. Stamps.com and TMOS. You will never go to the post office again. Boom, bam, everybody.
Boom, bam.
Nice.
Rob and I were talking, Oscar, before the show about the Letterman special. I don't know if you got a chance to look in on that last night.
Yeah, I turned it on for 2 seconds and I said, you know what? I'm not even into this.
Yeah,
What?
if you're not, you're not going to be. And
No,
you're not a
Jane
fan.
the
You're
Virgin
not-
was on. I had it on DVR.
But I'll tell you,
He's
for
young. He's very young.
those of us, well, that's not young. It's not young. There are people that look. It's just like if they were doing something for Fallon 10 years from now, I'd be the
Yeah,
same
it's
way.
not- yeah.
If you're not into it, you didn't grow up with it, and you didn't care about it growing up. I will tell you that, boy, I am all in now with the nostalgia of his last
bought in.
13 or 14 shows. But what I didn't realize, and you take people for granted when they're really, really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And Letterman has been doing it for such a long time, and you forget the moments. And he had tons of these
And
moments.
they had
Not these.
so many great ones last night. And
Oh, they did. And
the way it was put together, I don't know. I don't want to credit CBS for doing it. It has to be Letterman's people who did it.
I think so. I think his Worldwide Pants
But
production
it was
company put it together.
done in such a classy way. And we mentioned this before the show. The host, they almost could have done without a host.
Right.
But they used Ray Romano, and they used him minimally.
Okay.
And they did a wonderful job with him, I thought.
I, rarely come in here and rave about a retrospective because they are normally so hack and so chopped up. They gave it 90 minutes, which was just enough time
Just about
to
right.
make it interesting and let it sit. They used multi-network clips, which was fantastic. They went back to the NBC show. There was no problem in doing that. And I just forgot how much television he gave us, especially early on when he had the stupid pet tricks, when he had the very quirky but highly entertaining relationships with celebrities like Madonna and Cher and Tom Hanks, and it was just really and Robin Williams to a certain extent.
The history of the show is a funny one because, it was Johnny could choose what show came after him. And when Letterman got the show, Johnny said, you can't have a band. You can't have the band be to the right of the desk. He dictated the style of the show, the way the show looked, and also Letterman had to mine his own guests.
Yeah.
And that's why he had the weird, like the Crispin Glovers on and
Right.
Andy Kaufman. And
Right.
that really helped form his show. And you do tend to forget it because he has become more mainstream and more of the Johnny of the current times now. But he was really groundbreaking in the old days.
I think anybody that looks at that, I think he saw the new blood coming in,
Sure.
and it's time. It's time. We were talking about it the other day. I think Oscar was mentioning the fact that really late night TV is kind of a dinosaur. It's really going to go.
You catch the
people
clips
just aren't,
in the morning
It's
or
a,
on YouTube.
a launching ground, yeah.
But last night, just moments, I forget, the Drew Barrymore
Dancing.
jumping on Dave's desk and flashing her boobs. I mean, little moments like that.
Cher calling
where-
him an a-hole.
Yeah.
So great. So
Howard
great.
Stern, coming out on a regular basis on there. And, I remember just back in my career being so jealous.
Sure.
Going, oh, man, to have a TV guy, like that, to have a relationship with him. But it was just, it really made me incredibly sad and incredibly nostalgic, because when you're watching this is it, man. I mean, this is I'm looking at my little broadcasting career and life too, watching these guys and watching it all go, and you realize when you see a show like that where it's nightly television and they are showing you clips from 1995, and then you see Dave today, you realize how fast that clock on the wall flies by.
It spins. Did you love watching the maturation, or the maturing, I guess would be the right word, of Julia Roberts? Having her when she was 22.
Yeah.
And then showing her like when she was on the show this year.
Wow.
And
Julia Roberts in her 30s was still looking like a kid. You know what I mean? And those were his old friends that came back again and again and again.
That's cool.
But what struck me, and this is where nobody touches Letterman ever, because Letterman had a demeanor about him that I think would almost be Walter Cronkite-like, where when the towers were attacked, it was Dave more than anybody that shouldered the responsibility of commenting on that and really kind of putting it in perspective.
We turned to him.
Yeah. And he was great at it. He was also terrific when he was talking about his bypass. He was able to make that pivot and get heavy, and he was pretty political, pretty left politically.
Yeah.
You can see the political guests that he got in there all the time, and I guess Obama was on the show last night. I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
They have,
but
the thing about Dave is that he is the goofy guy that can drop stuff off of a building and make it that as entertaining as can be.
And a curmudgeon, and he's a curmudgeon.
But he's the only one in late night, I think, and they had a great clip last night of him interviewing the only living Medal of Honor recipient. They brought
it's amazing.
And you know what? You can say that Fallon or Kimmel or any of them can do what they do best, but I don't think there's any comic on TV that can pull off that kind of sincere interview without shtick.
And who else gets away with banging their intern?
That's true. That's true. God knows I tried. I tried.
There's the modern era. There's
I mean,
the
that's
man
when
who
I think of
does it
Letterman, I'm like, damn, like he got away with that.
You know, it's funny, Mike. I don't remember
Is that what you think of when you think of Letterman?
I don't remember that coming up in the
Really?
special.
I remember that, right? Am I wrong? That's right?
Well, I think it's the viral issue of the day that, you're not going to, he did that, and I'm sure that...
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just thought it was brilliant.
No,
like,
but I mean, it's not that he got
fired.
away with it. I don't think it's that he got away with it. I think it's that he was in a situation where, because he is the way he is, he knew he screwed up.
Right.
And he was one of the first people
to apologize,
to attack
handle
it
it that way, where you said, look, I effed up. I remember that, where he said, I'm a stupid guy. And he came out, and I think the reason he survived that is because there probably wasn't a tremendous pattern of doing this. It was a consensual deal.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he intimidated somebody into that, but at the same time, it was not appropriate, and he knew it was not appropriate, and he owned it.
Wouldn't it have been
but,
great, though, last night if we came back like after a montage of him with birds and dogs and pets, if Ray Romano said, and don't forget about him and the intern.
Well, because the only other parallel I have is when, and I honestly, fame dictates when somebody, and we can't deny that when somebody can get away with a certain amount of, because I remember the comparison was being made when Tiki Barber was found with that, they found out that he was dating that intern at NBC or the Page. And
I don't. To be honest with you, you brought it up. I'm like, I know that there was some sort of scandal with Letterman, but I actually don't remember the details of it at all. I don't know if he was.
The only thing that jogged my memory is when Tiki Barber got busted, and they were like, "Well, why does Tiki get fired and Letterman?" And I sat there, I'm like, "What?" Because it's Letterman.
And I'm not sure she was an intern. I think she might have been a production assistant. I don't know if that makes it any different.
It doesn't to me. I think everything's, if you're all adults, people are over 18, they make their own decisions.
Yeah, and I don't remember the circumstances of it, but I do remember the mea culpa from Letterman when he came out. And he dealt with it, head on. And I think when you got a situation, whether it's an intern, whether it's whatever you're doing that might be inappropriate in the workplace, whether you're lying to your audience like Brian Williams, it's a question of pattern. I think the thing that's going to bury Brian Williams ultimately is going to be the fact that he's now, what are they saying, like 11 incidences of him embellishing so he had a pattern of it.
Took his name off of the little graphic on iTunes. It just says nightly.
I think he's done. I think he's done. I think if Letterman had a real pattern of that or continued with that kind of behavior, you might see a different result. You might see a guy that had to go. But there was dignity in the way he did his broadcast, and it was fun.
Don't forget, remember he also attacked head on. Remember when he was being blackmailed? And he went to the cops and then talked about it on his show that day. He's got a grand history of, that's the thing about him that I think that we will never see again, is that he is in that late night slot, and we tend to forget what a broadcaster he is. He knows when to be himself, and he knows when to, shtick it up. But also him coming back from the bypass. That, I think, is the turning point of his entire career, because he was so human when he brought those doctors out.
All I know is it was really, really a great special last night. It really reminded me. It was a great trip down memory lane.
How long, an hour?
90 minutes.
90 minutes. 90 minutes, and it was had all the real good stuff in there. And I've been watching them. Rob got me into the habit again of watching these last episodes.
I think 12 more now.
Yeah, I'm checking them out every single day. The Jack Hanna was sad. It was so sad because Jack Hanna got so emotional on his last appearance on there because they had, it was great. Just thinking about moments like that. He took the standard Johnny Animal bit where Johnny would make faces at the animal, and you bring this completely dysfunctional guy, Jack Hanna, out.
Who can't talk, can't answer a question.
Absolutely is not capable of broadcasting, and it was spectacular. It's fun. I'm very nostalgic now, and it'll be fun watching Letterman head out. He's got some definitive thoughts on what he's going to say at the end, and I guess 13 more shows, right? That's what we've
12.
got left.
12 after last night.
12 after last night.
And CBS fires another great talent.
We'll take a break, and we will come back and have more fun and more thrills. Speaking of television, I want to do some serious pony Game of Thrones talk here. If we can. When we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
City the ball. City B. Howdy, how City B.
Sorry.
It's fine.
It's my AC/DC impression. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are in love with Next Issue.
Love it.
It's like Netflix for magazines, only better. All your favorite magazine titles with unlimited instant access, all in one place, right at your fingertips. All the latest issues, even back issues, delivered right to your phone or tablet. It's available for iPads, iPhones, Android tablets, and smartphones, and one account can be shared by up to 5 people, so it is great for families. We all love it. I know Oscar loves it. Rob loves it. You guys are going crazy over it right now.
There was an amazing article. I let my subscription to Entertainment Weekly lapse years ago, and I am getting back into it. There's an article.
Just like you lapsed your Catholicism.
That's right, Mike. Fallen Catholic, fallen entertainment reporter. This issue, though, has celebrity memories of Letterman. It's in the current issue.
Okay.
And most of them are just little blurbs. But Conan writes a long essay about the importance of Dave Letterman to late-night TV, and it really is fascinating reading. Don't miss this. I really enjoyed it.
The latest issue of Men's Health that I'm reading has a great article on fat shredding with Rory McIlroy, the great golfer, and how he transformed himself into this amazing specimen and his regimen. Now, look, when I look at Men's Health, I'll be honest with you. I look at that and go, it's page after page of I can't do that. But I still like reading it, and I get it with Next Issue. Over 150 of the most popular magazine titles. Plans start as low as $9.99. You can explore all of of your favorite topics with instant searches, plus digital extras you won't find anywhere else. It's a buffet of magazines. Binge read with no limits and no clutter. Here's what I want you to do. It gets even better. Go to nextissue.com/TMOS and sign up today for your free trial. That's a $15 savings. This is a great deal, but it's only available if you go to nextissue.com/TMOS and sign up today. That's nextissue.com/TMOS. All right, I've been touching on Game of Thrones and talking about the fact that it puts me to sleep. I caught
praise.
up with but I can't stop watching it, and I realize what the formula is. And you, Oscar and Pony, correct me if I'm wrong. You're both watching it.
Yes,
right? You're both watching the Game of Thrones.
Caught up.
The gratuitous violence, that's the formula.
Fun.
Gratuitous sex.
Oh yeah.
And then tremendous, and both those things keep me wide awake. By the way, I can watch the fight scenes and watch the naughty scenes in the brothel.
We know what he likes.
But when they go into the nerd speak, which is what going to Winterfell, the intrigue and all that. That's when I start snoozing. So I'm
talk
asking
about chess
for
with dragons.
more gratuitous.
Is
movie.
there enough violence per episode? Do you want to see more, or
the
where
violence
does it stand?
level is the violence level is pretty disturbing. Actually, it's
sometimes
they have lots of nasty stuff, and the violence actually concerns me a little bit. It's a little
In what
too
way?
close to. Well, I think the violence in Game of Thrones, and I hate to bring a downer topic up, I think there's too much of that crap going on in the real world nowadays. So I don't like watching it as much as I used to. Now, watching the dragons fly around, but sometimes it's pretty intense with the way they dispatch people. Medieval style.
There's not beheadings going on around here.
Oh, there was in the last episode, my friend.
No, I'm just saying in the real world, the violence. I don't think you can look at the violence in Game of Thrones and say there's that precipitates violence in our society.
No, I'm not saying it precipitates it. I'm saying that we've seen when you see that the real world in 2015 has medieval style violence, a la beheadings. It just it weirds me out. I never would have ever thought that way prior to the last few years when we've witnessed
That's
what
fair.
we've witnessed.
I don't make that association.
I
for
don't
some
think
reason.
there's anybody. I don't think the guys from ISIS are sitting there going, "Hey, did you see Tyrion Lannister?" That's I don't think they're playing it that way. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand that now.
You
but
think ISIS has HBO Go?
They're certainly not paying for it.
Yeah,
Tony, what do you like best about
definitely
Game of Thrones? What do you guessed about?
It's the intrigue and just the storyline that's always evolving. I mean, they're not afraid to take a character, build them up, and just completely slaughter them.
Yeah.
He could be describing Dallas. He's being very vague.
Yes.
Also, the sabotage and the backstabbing that's always just the maneuvering. That's probably, while I love the action and the sex scenes, I will say that there are, when you figure out that Littlefinger is turning the corner and he's going back to Winterfell and he may be dispatched as well, you sit there and you're like, yes.
Now, who is Littlefinger?
That's got to be Peter Dinklage, right?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, his hands
here.
are tiny.
Nerds are talking.
That's Tyrion.
Yeah, Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion Lannister. Who is Littlefinger?
Littlefinger is that maneuvering a-hole that's always trying to get on the right side of the battle, if you will. He owns a pimp. Yeah, he's the pimp. He owns a brothel. The brothel that was raided, by the way, this past episode. Spoiler alert.
Oh, you see Littlefinger's Littlefinger's
Littlefinger.
With the big light up sign that says Littlefinger.
Hates throwing things in the trash.
Littlefinger.
Girls 30 girls. It's
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger. I hold him. Oh, there he is.
Oh no.
Hey, guy.
Here we go. New character.
Oh, he actually has a face.
Yes.
On a finger.
Only one eye.
No, he's got two eyes.
There he is. Okay.
He's not happy.
Does he speak? Hello, LF.
I'll do it tomorrow.
It's
gonna be fire. All right, so you gotta
look
gotta
behind the
describe
scenes.
Yes. You got to describe him better because I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay,
the guy.
so Littlefinger is the guy.
Was he on this week's episode?
Yes, he owns the brothel, and he's about to leave for Winterfell.
Is he the one? Is he the one that that brought the princess back to marry the bad guy?
Yes.
Now, does
Oh,
he
he's
run
the one that's got.
brothel?
He's the one that's got kind of the Scottish
he's
accent.
that. He's
Exactly.
that. That's it.
But Mike, he doesn't manage the brothel. That's his brother, Sticky Finger.
Hello, princess.
Hi, Littlefinger.
I care for her deeply. All right. Anyway. Maybe let me just hold on.
Don't forget, Mike, to refresh the makeup on your finger before tomorrow's show. You'll need that for the playlist.
Well, it's hard to do it with my pinky.
So,
I have to do it with my thumb.
Mike, to your point, the dialogue can get boring at times, but you have to listen to the dialogue because that's when you can almost the foreshadowing. You're like, okay, this is what's gonna. You start setting up the plot lines for the next. You start building.
The dialogue so hard to follow that you have to sometimes use the closed captioning? Oh, now Littlefinger has hair.
Not for me.
Hey, what up, LF?
I brought the princess. I brought the princess to the castle. We're on the way to Winterfell right now.
Hey,
it should be a good time.
Littlefinger?
Hello, Rob.
Why don't you have a nose? I love to watch a character develop.
It's a Ustream day.
I wonder if he does a lemon test.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry.
You look like a Halloween character now.
I've got filthy fingers all day. So you like the intrigue and all that, but the show is it as hot as it's been, or what?
It's just as hot. Killing.
It's just as hot.
And question for
No
you,
pun
Mike,
intended.
since you suffer, as I do often, from DJ ears for many, many years in headphones, do you have a hard time hearing the dialogue?
If I'm not watching it on my headphones, my wireless headphones at night, I want to tell you, if I'm not watching it on my headphones, I cannot hear the dialogue because it'll be like, "Now you don't understand the same." And by the way, Peter Dinklage has got to like. Enough with him being drunk and depressed.
Well, no, it's
and all
turning
that.
the corner.
How's he turning the corner?
They're taking him to see Khaleesi.
But he's still on that boat with the blonde guy.
Yeah, but he's got no booze. He's got to sober up. It's almost like he can't be drunk anymore.
Okay, so he will be sobering up.
This is when he turns the corner.
It doesn't take a lot to get him drunk, though, Mike.
No, but this is.
I'm surprised,
Rob. I'm surprised you wouldn't watch that show.
I missed the first couple seasons, and then I just feel like I wasn't invested in it. I don't know. Is it worth getting involved?
He could catch up. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you need to know all the backstory, right? He could dive in right now.
Also, you could be a cast member of all people on that thing.
That's great. So could you. You could be Dragonstool. Look what I stepped in. Oh, God, I got Oscar all over my boot.
I have Dragonstool. So it's sex, violence, and wonderful things. And so you like the intrigue, and that's it. I'm out. I don't have anything more to say about this show. Littlefinger.
I think that this next episode is really going to open your eyes because the strategy behind getting Khaleesi to take over the Seven Kingdoms, now she's got an operator and Peter Dinklage showing up to her doorstep. So,
and is she going to take back the guy that she sent away? Wasn't that the guy that she sent away? Do you know his name? Do you know his character's
what is
name?
His name? I don't know his name. I don't know every character's name.
Pony, do you know?
No, there's like 5,000 characters in that series.
Yeah. That seems like a lot.
I did order a poster though that shows all of the at the beginning of each Game of Thrones they have a different opening that shows a different palace. I did order a poster that showed all of the actual palaces and kingdoms together.
Wow, is that going to fit in your locker?
No. It's a print. I'll have to frame it.
Oh, more of a lithograph.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to
poster
frame it.
might be giving it.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah. Well, you know,
all
it's
right,
good.
so
You spend big money.
we've got Tyrion Lannister, and he's the dwarf that's been banished,
and he makes chocolate, right?
No, you jerk.
Oh, no, he's not a Oompa Loompa. I'm sorry.
You've got Carsey Lannister. She's the evil queen mother.
Yes.
Correct? And she's oh, by the way, she doesn't look she looks so much better when you see her in real life than on that show.
Oh yeah, well they have
when you see her,
they have to age her a little bit. The first season she looked amazing.
Are they all dirty? Do they make them look dirty?
Not all of them.
Oh, thank you, Pony. Pony checking in.
Oh, yeah.
You have Jon Snow. You have Jon Snow. He's one of the other guys. You have Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
He's Tyrion's brother.
Oh, one hand.
What?
He's got one hand.
Yeah, he's got one hand.
that was a good violent episode.
One hand, one heart.
Okay.
You've got
Mike.
Sansa Stark. She's being taken by Littlefinger. I'm trying to find Littlefinger.
Sansa Stark, attractive. Very attractive.
Is she? No, she's not the one that has the dragon on her shoulder.
No.
That's Khaleesi. That's Khaleesi has the dragon on her shoulder.
You hurt me.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna. Littlefinger is that Peter Baelish?
Yes. Nice pull.
So why do they call him Littlefinger? Just out of curiosity.
That's his nickname.
Oh, it is.
He has huge hands.
No,
it's ironic.
Boy, Pony is absolutely right, though. There are so many characters on this.
There are hundreds of characters.
Right. And Tywin Lannister was the Hand of the King. Yeah. He got killed.
He's out.
I'm moving. Oh, it's just, and then the fat guy that I think Oscar referenced when he was talking about you, Rob.
Yes,
is Samuel Tarley.
Ah, it sounds like a good guy. I'll root for him.
Tarley is that guy. This cast, it's like nonstop. There are thousands of people. Oh, and the guy that just died.
Oh,
spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you didn't watch it Sunday, screw you.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Barristan Selmy. Barristan Selmy. You got Barristan Selmy, Ruse Bolton, Podrick Payne, Tyne Sand, Tormund Giant Stone.
How
the
does someone
hell?
keep up?
Seriously, how do you? I mean, really? Is there any surprise that I'm falling asleep when I'm watching this show?
What you need is a well-mic'd, small cast show like Golden Girls, where you can follow everything.
Way to keep it current, Rob. Way to keep it current. What are you watching? Are you watching anything besides? Are you still watching Bates Motel?
Bates Motel is fantastic.
You and the four other people that are watching that show.
You know what? You are so uninformed. It is the hottest show on basic cable right now.
On basic cable.
Well, not
is it
everybody
really?
can be on HBO. Yeah, it's very, very highly rated.
Let's look
Picked
it up.
up for its
Talk
fourth
amongst
season.
yourself. I'm going to look it up.
It is fantastic.
Right.
Norman, after 3 seasons, is going crazy. He a couple episodes ago.
But see, you like that because it's retro. That's why you like it.
No, but it's set in the modern day. It's a great, great psychological thriller.
I've heard good things. I haven't seen it though.
He's turning into his mother.
That's Rob's #1 show, by the way.
And he doesn't know. We don't know as viewers whether or not stuff that's happening has been imagined by him, done by his mother. There's also intrigue with the local government. Mike, did you know that the entire town was based on the growing of marijuana and the sheriff is in on it? It's just it's fascinating. Good stuff.
This is from Deadline Hollywood, and this is dated March 10th, 2015. Things got a little creepy on A&E last night, and not just because of the content of Monday's dual premieres. First off, the Season 3 debut of Bates Motel saw the contemporary Psycho starring Vera Farmiga and Freddie Highmore take a 30% fall among adults 18 to 49.
Rob, he got you.
Why do you root against me?
There we go.
I don't root against you.
do,
You
though.
said it's the hottest
Well, you
show.
made a bold statement. You made a very bold statement,
and I go for validation.
All ratings have dropped 30% on every show ever.
I'm simply trying to. Now, Vera Farmiga, a fantastic actress.
And hot as balls.
And I mean,
executive
really,
producer of the show too.
And
so.
she also has credibility with that. And so I'm just saying, you know, I mean, this is why you're not hearing about
God,
this
it's
show.
on the cancel or renew docket right now.
It will be renewed. It will be renewed. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
The
but it's not
hottest
the
show
hottest
on
show
basic
It
cable.
is the hottest show on basic cable. I promise you that, baby. Baby, it's hot.
He's not
red hot.
You're
He's not
making
yielding.
things up.
He
Jesus.
does.
It's on cancel or renew.
Well, you know what? That means it's either going to be canceled, maybe, or renewed, likely. Fourth
Can you
season.
Give me one other television show. We don't talk about television as much as we used to. Give me one other show that you're watching right now that would be something people might want to look at. Bates Motel, I would have no problem looking in on that one at all.
You know what? We were very
before
very
it
into,
gets canceled.
We were get it now, Mike. We were very into Better Call Saul, which just ended for its season, but I never missed an episode of that.
What is it? Well, Better Call Saul
was fantastic.
We all
never
agree on
missed
that one.
As far as sitcoms right now, I am off the train of Fresh Off the Boat. I had high hopes for that. It's not funny, but
You just liked it because it made fun of foreigners.
no, it celebrated foreigners.
Yes,
celebrated them,
my ass.
and it took place in Florida, so it was like a weekly half-hour visit with you. So it was very nice.
The one, speaking of Florida, the one here's a go-to one that I'm watching now, Bloodline.
Ooh, I've heard great things about Bloodline.
Netflix, and watching that one, Bloodline, but a little slow getting to that. And this is my tell. I did the same thing with House of Cards. I watched a few episodes of House of Cards this season, and it just wasn't grabbing me like previous
Did
seasons
you walk
had.
away?
No, it's still there, and I could go back.
I'm
But I
jealous.
mean, you got to kind of binge on shows
it was,
like
but
that.
Mike, the payoff at the end of the season of House of Cards is well worth it.
Yeah,
Is it really?
There's
Okay. I
there's
might go back
payoff.
and check
Stay
it out
with
because
it,
there's
stay with
nothing
it.
on right
As
now.
far as sitcoms, Modern Family remains great. They just had one of their best episodes ever.
I
I'm
wish I
saying
was
new,
still
though.
into
New. That's been
Okay.
around for a long time. Anything fresh,
the new girl, Mindy Project, The Middle, all very good. I just binge watched about 5 episodes of The Unstoppable Kimmy Schmidt. That everyone
Now, what is
speaks
that?
high
Now,
of.
that I know nothing about. What
That
is
is
that
a
one?
Tina Fey produced sitcom on Netflix.
Okay.
And it gets very high remarks. I didn't like it. I didn't feel it. It's got sort of a 30 Rock feel, but it's not as funny as 30 Rock. But
So
it's
you're
very
still-
hot if you take a peek at it. You may enjoy it.
So your go-to is still going to be the Bates Motel.
Mike, hottest show on basic cable.
Will we get any money if it gets canceled?
How much money do you want?
Okay, whatever. We'll take a break and come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, whoa.
Carla O'Mara here.
Hey!
You know what I was just thinking about?
Oh, we haven't done a new one.
You guess.
Mike O'Mara, stop being so lazy. Stop being so lazy and do a new promo
But
with
remember,
your wife.
get your mail in by close of business today for tomorrow's mailbag, birthdays and witticisms and pleasantries.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do a word association promo with Carla.
Oh, good.
That'll be coming
That'll be
soon.
fun.
So
Is one
be
of the
aware.
words going to be rum chata?
Yeah, rum chata.
Rum chata.
Rum chata. Fat husband.
Oh, no.
Okay. Anyway, this portion of our program brought to you by our faves, Sherry's Berries. Listen up. You tortured your mom. You know you. Yeah, I'm talking. Hey, I'm talking. Get off the treadmill for a second. I'm talking to you. Do you remember when you Do you remember when you did that to your mom? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that thing.
No, I'm not going to mention it here. I have more dignity than that. I'm not going to mention it, but you know you did that to her, and you know you broke her heart. Yeah, I know I know she said you were forgiven, but it doesn't matter. The hurt was still there. The scars were still there, and I want you to remember. You want to make it go away. You want to make that pain really go away.
Yes.
How about giving her some Sherry's Berries? Yes, it's officially the last minute, bonehead. If you're not sure how to put your thanks into words, how about swizzles speak louder than words? How about dipped strawberries with delicious crumbles on them, little nuts, and
so
wonderful
good.
white and dark chocolate? Show Mom you love her with a gift from Sherry's Berries. Will you do that for me? Just for our listeners, giant, freshly dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries, starting at $19.99. That's over a 40% savings. And for only $10 more, you can double the berries, doppelberries. Just use our code TMOS. They're fantastic. We all love them. We fight over them. They're a 10. Only way to get this deal, the dipped strawberries starting at $19.99. Our listeners, only when you use the code TMOS. Please, there are a lot of people that are out there talking about Sherry's Berries. If you want to help our show, you give them the TMOS code, ladies and gentlemen. Visit berries.com. That's BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner and type in TMOS. Again, that's berries, BERRIES.com. Click on the mic and put in TMOS. Remember, Mother's Day is this Sunday. It has come up very, very quickly, and we want you to get those Sherry's Berries for your mom because, you know what? You love your mom, and we do too. There you go.
That's right.
News.
Nice.
Boo.
All right. There's finally some technology that I can use, gentlemen.
Finally.
Please.
There's a new app that blocks any mention at all of the Kardashians.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, blocks any mention of the Kardashians from the internet for you. It's called Card Block, K-A-R-D block. And its makers say, quote, if there's anything on your news feed, the website you're on, whatever, we simply make it disappear. You won't ever know the stories about the Kardashians are there because you won't ever see them. This is fantastic. I just want to make sure I can get it for my laptop. That's what I want to make sure they have. They're also working on an app that blocks Justin Bieber, although that already exists. So it's out there. So we'll have to wait and see.
I would
but I'm
think
very,
the way
very
to
excited.
sell that app would be to make an app that you could block any keyword.
True.
And that way,
would work,
you can
right?
put in Bieber, Kardashian, or Santana.
Maybe you've stumbled upon something.
Maybe. I could
Maybe.
call Todd, and Todd would say, can't do it.
Yeah.
He's too
That's-
busy.
Very busy.
Busy man. Prince William and Kate Middleton, ladies and gentlemen, the town crier now, ladies and gentlemen. They have named their daughter. Her name is Tiffany Tina. No, it's not. No, I'm
that's
sorry.
not right.
It is Charlotte Elizabeth Diana.
Oh.
Charlotte is a female version of Charles, as in her grandfather, the Prince, Prince Charles. It's also the middle name of Kate's sister, Pippa. Diana is obviously a nod to William's mother, Princess Diana. And Elizabeth is in honor of Queen Elizabeth, the baby's great-grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute little baby, and they finally named it. And every time I hear about that, because William was the Prince, William the first son.
Yeah.
was born right around the same time Michael was, so I always get, I want another baby. So that's what we get in the
Do you think they'll do?
Whoa.
We had a Charlotte in our family, and we always called her Shotzi. Do you think they'll call her Shotzi?
All I know, Rob, you'll like this. This one's just for you.
Thank
you
you.
a hard time on the show today. I will just don't tell that baby to hush, hush.
Oh.
Hush, hush, sweet
is
Charlotte.
a quiet baby. Look
Hush,
at
hush,
it.
Oscar. Hush, hush, sweet Charlotte is one of those old Betty Davis movies.
I don't even know if she's in it. It just
I don't either.
I know
it just sounds
let me
like Betty
check.
Davis,
It
doesn't
does.
it? All right,
Give
very
her a bottle.
Chris Brown is in trouble again. This time for punching a guy during a pickup hoops game. Chris allegedly punched him after they got into an argument during a game at the Palms Casino Resort at 3:42 a.m. You know, the old adage, nothing good happens after midnight,
True.
it falls into the category here. This guy was then hit by one of Chris's friends, too. The cops were called, but according to their report, Chris was, quote, not available to speak to them. They'd like him to turn himself in, but if that doesn't happen, they'll go ahead and file charges. Luckily for Chris, he just got off probation last month for assaulting Rihanna, so he doesn't have to worry about being hauled back to jail for a probation violation. This guy.
What a good guy.
This guy. Just 2 weeks ago, Chris settled a lawsuit with a man he allegedly attacked during a basketball game in L.A. last year.
What?
Chris gave the guy some money, but there's no word how much. This man has got some anger issues, I think, fellas.
Mike, this just in. Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, 1964, starring Betty Davis and Olivia de Havilland.
You know it's a horror movie.
No frontal nudity. It involves the beheading of a man and accusing Betty Davis of being the murderer.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
Betty Davis. All right, I got a weird name here. John Timria. Oh, I'm going to start again. John Timir-Yassif.
Okay.
Timir-Yassif. Timir-Yassif. There it is. John Timir-Yassif didn't think much about the whereabouts of his leg after it was amputated just below the knee last fall.
This is not funny.
No.
That, of course, until homicide detectives came knocking, asking the 50-something man in Key Largo, Florida, what it was doing in the garbage.
Yeah. Hey, John.
With the name tag on it.
Oh.
No one at Doctor's Hospital in Coral Gables, get me there for my physical.
Sounds like a great place.
Where the surgery took place had a good answer for Timir-Yassif. Reports the Miami Herald. When we contacted the hospital, they claimed they could not give us any explanation for why or how this happened, his attorney said. The hospital did release a statement that reads in part, proper procedures have been reinforced at the hospital to prevent similar situations from happening.
So it did happen. They're
Yes.
not going to let it happen. Is Doctor's Hospital right by food grocery store?
Next to the Publix. Having one's limb turn up at a waste management facility is highly unusual. Amputated body parts are typically incinerated, and Timir-Yassif wasn't satisfied. He filed a lawsuit last week at Miami-Dade County Circuit Court claiming emotional distress. You think?
Well,
you
does
think
he
that's a little distressing?
Think he's got a leg to stand on?
Although most of the reaction from Saturday's fight of the century between Mayweather and Pacquiao has centered on the actual boxing, something happened before the fight that had people talking. Everyone knew Justin Bieber was going to be at the fight to support his buddy Mayweather. And by the way, I saw a clip of Bieber interviewed at that Met Gala where Beyonce and J-Lo.
All the dresses.
He's still 100% dick.
Yeah.
It'll never change. He'll do something stupid. Mark my words.
Hump of the century.
Absolutely. It was interesting surprise to see talk show host Jimmy Kimmel walking out with Pacquiao. However, there was one surprise nobody could have ever seen coming. The Burger King mascot that everybody started talking about was part of Mayweather's entourage. That's not random or anything. It was so bizarre and unexpected that people immediately wanted to know why the mascot was there. I don't think it takes a rocket science major to figure out what's going on here.
Right?
Yeah, it was product placement. A move like that was pricey. ESPN's Darren Ravell tweeted that it likely cost Burger King around $1 million to get its mascot into Mayweather's entourage.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
That's
So
brilliant.
with $100 million, he took another mill from Burger King, and also to stay classy.
Sure.
That's why he did
And also,
that.
Mike,
It is the king, though.
to guard off those
Yeah,
pre-fight
the
hunger
Burger King.
pangs.
You can't have the Hamburglar back there.
No, and maybe to scare Pacquiao too, because I always found That mask on the Burger King scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
She never moves.
It's a little weird. I think
very,
so.
very nasty. And now a little something. Taco Bell. We told you we were going to tell you about this in news you may not need. Is celebrating Cinco de Mayo by giving out free tacos, and they did it this morning. It's too late now. It's lunchtime.
What? Oh,
they weren't normal tacos. They were special new breakfast tacos with a biscuit shell and sausage and egg inside. You know, just like they serve on the streets of Tijuana. The authentic Mexican food. Somehow it felt appropriate that America's least authentic Mexican food chain was celebrating Cinco de Mayo by serving something so incredibly vanilla. There was a limit of one per customer, although you probably could have run from Taco Bell to Taco Bell getting one every time. But then you would end up running as well to El Baño. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. That's it. We'll take a break and come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Moving right along in search of good times and good news.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls. I'm Tony Perkins.
I'm Gary Stein.
And this week on our show,
it's the Tony Perkins Really Hard Music Trivia Game.
You're trying to stump me, aren't you?
You better believe it, buddy.
It can't be done. Also this week, we get caught up on Rob and his sad dating life.
Oh, don't play it like that.
It's the Tony Perkins Show. Subscribe to us on iTunes.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I am halfway through the Ringo Show. And,
excellent. Good show.
Yeah, I'm halfway through the Ringo Show.
Good man.
And they're still talking about the interview. I'm waiting for them to get out there. They're talking about their plane ride out to L.A. and how Gary couldn't make it, and then it's the build-up. But you know what? They pepper it with pretty good facts about their first Good Morning America interview with Ringo, and then you get little, stats from John Lennon on how great a drummer Ringo was. And, their enthusiasm for Ringo is captivating. It's really amazing the way they love that. So check out the Tony Perkins Show. You'll love it. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. So you've been staring at those old shades and curtains all winter long. No amount of spring cleaning can improve that view. It's time to talk to the experts that I have used now twice in my home. Blinds.com. They're fantastic. I put my own shutters in my kitchen. I put blinds in my bedroom. I use their professionals to do that. I love Blinds.com. I work with my guy Josh. He's a personal design consultant. He made it a snap. I did the measuring. It was perfect. And they have a sure fit guarantee. Even if you screw it up, they will measure. If you measure wrong, they will make it right for you. They'll even set you up with a pro like they did with me. Hurry over to Blinds.com. You'll find great discounts all April long with your favorite brands and upgrades on sale. You got to see the value that's waiting for you. As always, get free color samples, free shipping, and free expert decorator advice, plus prices that crush store prices. Best of all, customer service that will genuinely make you smile. These guys love their job, and you will love them right back. And remember, plantation shutters look beautiful in my kitchen. The blinds look great, and they are blackout blinds that I put in the bedroom. Mrs. O'Mara sleeps now 19 hours per day.
Like
Blinds.com. As seen in Mike O'Mara's kitchen. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for today, Cinco de Mayo.
Very cool, Mike. Did you see the video of the hump at the Dodgers game that was videotaping while he caught the home run ball?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's on our YouTube page. You can go check it out. But this is a guy.
Did it sound good?
Well, I will play you the sound right now. You will actually hear him. Well, he starts with a tight shot of home plate and then does a real spastic zoom out, and you see the ball land in his glove, and no one seems more surprised than this guy.
Yes! Game home run catch. Finally happened. Hello. I'm not going to throw it back.
Later on, and they boo him because he sort of.
I caught a game home run just now.
He gestures towards the outfielder that did not catch it, although he could because it was a home run. So not only did he catch the ball, he manages to alienate everyone in the park.
Yeah, I rarely criticize your audio vault, but I remember when WNAV in Annapolis, Maryland, used to cover the Blue Angels on radio. That sound effect was kind of the same thing for me.
Oh,
you know
really?
what I mean?
So you don't want to hear the fireworks footage I have?
Well, no, fireworks is noise. That's sound. But, I mean, it's like when you play it again, and it's just, I really don't even know what's happening.
That's the sound of the ball going right into his glove when he catches the home run.
Okay.
Yes! Game
Okay,
home run
now I
catch.
get it. Now I get.
But
You could
anyway,
have faked that one.
Also, look at our YouTube page.
It looks great.
Because it's a pretty cool video. Now,
Yeah, look at the video.
there is something called a speech jammer, and I'd like to try and do this with us in the show. Here's how it's explained by you talk into a microphone, and it gives you the sound back in headphones slightly delayed.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Here's the guy explaining it.
A speech jammer is a device that records your voice and plays it back at a slight delay, thus confusing your brain and ultimately rendering you completely incomprehensible.
Oh my God, that happened to me in Phoenix. I was the Coyotes in arena announcer for all their bits that they do, right? Whether it's like the Mighty
Oh,
Mites
that's right.
go out.
You're the guy that runs around the concourse. Like, hey, we're here with Terry. She's gonna get Chipotle burrito. And she can
or the
answer the trivia
StubHub
question.
seat of the day when you get bumped up and you go and get
Right.
someone in the
Right.
rafters. They have this delay.
Yeah, because it's going up into the stadium. I ran through the same thing with the Redskins.
So
It's
you
tough.
would have to continue talking and forget that you're that you hear yourself.
Weird.
It's the hardest thing
Right?
in the world because you have to listen inside your head and not to the speakers. But this is even more intense because it's directed right into your head in headphones. This is a guy, you just heard him. He speaks fine. Here he is reading the Dr. Seuss book, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, doing the best he can.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fishes.
What I love is that when he pauses, he catches up. So he goes, okay, then it's screwed up again.
This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish are there. Yes, some are red
terrible.
and some are
It reminds me of like when I get a really bad migraine and I do the same thing.
Yeah, I bet it's
Very,
the
very
same
scary.
thing. Yeah,
Right,
it's aphasia,
absolutely.
right?
It's literally a mind F.
It's very scary.
Oh, Mr. Littlefinger. So we will look into the
Littlefinger.
possibility of speech
Trying that
jamming
here?
technology because it's tough to mess with.
Ball busting.
Now, there was a special that is going to air. There is a special that's going to air called Keeping Up with the Kardashians about Bruce. And remember how we commented on the Bruce Jenner interview that when the Kardashians commented on it, they made it more selfish and about them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
when the
of
Jenner
course.
kids, they were more supportive.
Absolutely, night and day.
Mike, I want you to know that that I think Kris Jenner is going to be okay. But on this special about Bruce, the one clip they show is Kim Kardashian consoling Kris Jenner.
Okay.
That's what it's about for them.
He has to deal with this for his entire life of waking up and feeling like, whoa, this isn't my body. This doesn't feel comfortable. That's the only way I can kind of imagine it. And you really have to let go.
I have these memories of this life, and I feel sometimes like it didn't exist.
And as Bruce Jenner enters the bravest portion of his career, I really hope Kris Jenner's okay.
Yeah, it's just the way they handled it, and I think they're opportunistic. I think they're scum.
I saw
really did. Yeah.
I saw Kimmel last night, and Ryan Seacrest was on, and he said that he's gonna have a special, multiple specials. Like he owns that entire empire.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah,
He
it's
got
just-
that started. But they were waiting. They sat back to see how it would test with the public.
Finger on the
And,
pulse.
Look, the reason I talked about the app at the beginning of News You May Not Need, this family, they manipulate our modern media like nobody. I mean, they're brilliant at doing it. But it's also, it doesn't matter if it's naked avarice. And they waited to see how it would play. And now they're trying to get on the coattail. It's despicable, but they're going to be successful with it.
That's right. Absolutely. That's what they do. Mike, when I think of a song for the Red Sox, I know I sometimes play down at Fenway Park, but I usually think of Dirty Water by the Standells. Love that Dirty Water. But that's all going to change, Mike, because James Taylor is releasing a new song this weekend that he debuted at Fenway to a small crowd when he threw out the first pitch this weekend. It's called Angels of Fenway.
86 summer gone by, Bambino put a hex on a beam. We were living on a tyrannic side, in the shadow of the Bronx machine. Man, you could feel it smoke.
Can you hear the crowds going crazy?
It's not horrible.
You tend to get a little chip on your shoulder. Say something that's downright rude.
He's a big fan, Rob.
Yeah, but it doesn't really sound like something to get the crowd pumped up.
Not
it's not
exactly.
stadium rock.
You can drink a beer to this, though.
They look. The Red Sox are one of the franchises that uses music more than anybody else. They've
Right.
got the Sweet Caroline.
Exactly,
but
exactly.
Like just like with DJs, I hate it when they try to force it in there. And James Taylor, an iconic musical performer, but boy, that I'm not quite sure about.
You know
that
what?
one.
Great song for after a loss.
Yeah.
That is your magic audio vault.
There
Have
we
a
go.
great Tuesday, everybody.
Buddy, get us out of here. Dan, thanks for coming by.
Hey, Dan.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank
Don't
you.
be a stranger. Always great to see you. That's it. Another Mike O'Mara Show has come and gone. Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with us and send us a letter, a package, anything you want, TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. To get your message or a birthday request into tomorrow's mailbag, it's Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Rob loves it when you wait till the last minute, so send him a bunch tonight.
Yeah, send it as soon as Jeopardy's over. That's when you should start writing it.
The Mike O'Mara Show relies on your word of mouth. Tell a friend or family member about TMOS and make sure they get it too. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us again for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.